Welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Here with my co-host Morty. Let's party. So you definitely have heard that Andrew Tate is out of jail, and I've been hearing all over the place people kind of just reporting that news, which is newsworthy. So I'm glad that it's been reported, but nobody's really been kind of doing anything else with it and just kind of just telling people like, okay, he's out. But shout out to Jesse on Fire, huge friend of the channel. And he is the only one who's actually been talking about this in a way that has any meat to it. So like I said in the chat, the internet's been kind of screwy. I just did a whole bunch of videos, so hopefully we're good, but let's dive into it and see what Jesse's got to say about Andrew Tate. Please definitely go give him a follow. He is awesome, especially if you are into MMA, combat sports, all that good stuff. If you cannot hear the video, please let me know.
Fire, welcome to the channel. So Andrew Tate has been released, and I was going to do a video about this, but I decided I'm just going to go live and talk about it, and I will share some thoughts with you guys about
Me too.
What I see looking at him on his way out. Now that he's speaking, they've got cameras on him. He's doing interviews, and this is the fact that he's released is not the story here, right? The fact that if you're operating under the assumption that there was a larger thing at play here, the fact that he was in jail, right? Like if the fact that he was in jail, if you're one of the people who believes that this probably had a lot to do with his online persona and his ability to galvanize large groups of people, then then the story of his release is much different than just, okay, he got released. Do you know what I mean? What's up, guys? So
here we go.
I looked at I've been watching his the things that he wrote, he's tweeting things. I've been watching his interviews, and I think that you are looking at a genuinely changed person.
That's more than I've heard from anybody else, a changed person. So already off the bat, without even looking at any video or anything, Jesse has given us more than anybody else.
And I think that is going to essentially be considered a victory for his enemies, because I thought about this a bunch, man. I thought about this a bunch where it's like, okay, so what's the big concern about his ability to galvanize XYZ, right? Like, there's like the revolution thing, but that's kind of a long shot. But more than anything, he could just tell people to vote one direction or the other. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But listen, man, when people go through a thing like he just went through, that it can change a person, especially if you spend that time with your face in a religious book, which it looks like he did. Mm-hmm. What's up, guys?
Well, that's also another question. He definitely started with the Muslim arc before he got arrested. And definitely there was no reason not to lean into it, whether it's real or not, when he was in prison. And he was saying a lot about, that's what he was doing. But what is up, Bull Rush? Just doing a short video here. Welcome to the party. Speaking about how real that religiosity is really going to, I think, show itself as he comes back into the spotlight.
Is this stream clear, or does it look choppy to you guys?
I guess it's not just me. We all struggle streaming. Oh, he's gonna curse.
I am showing shaky connection.
All right, come on, buddy.
Think about what Andrew Tate looked like the day before he got arrested. Like that's what you got to keep in mind. It's like, think about what he looked like. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'll pull that up too, because this is really where it's at. It's
I hadn't seen this video.
Look at what he looked like, right before he went in, and then look at him right now.
And again, hey, Ian Undercover, what is good? Just doing a short video here. Welcome.
Okay, check this out.
So Jesse's, like I said,
All
really
right.
the only one
So this is-
talking about, you know, the difference between where Tate was and where's he going.
Andrew Tate the day he got arrested.
There's another development in the unlikely Greta Thunberg. Andrew
And we've all
Tate.
seen.
I'm sure you've seen Tate's original post by now, tagging the Swedish climate activist and essentially trying to flex about all of the cars he owns and the emissions.
Y'all remember the pizza box video? Let's see if we find it.
There we go.
Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled.
A pizza box may have given Romanian
Oh my
police
God. Shut up.
information
I just want to hear Andrew Tate talk, not you guys.
I heard that. And remember, if anybody is not aware that the Romanian authorities obviously know where Tate lives. So if he's streaming from his house, they don't need pizza boxes to figure out where he is.
authorities.
Oh my God. Okay, you guys get the idea though.
Welcome to a new episode of The Patch.
Right?
So he's Jesse's just saying, like, you know, he was Andrew Tate. He was Andrew Tate. Exactly what you think of.
That's Andrew Tate the day that he went in. Right?
What's up, Jay?
Now-
Glad to see you, brother. Just doing a short video here.
watch this.
Update on Top G. So this is the new video. I had not seen this video. And I saw that there was a video out, but again, everybody was just kind of reporting that there was a video. My boy Jesse here has got a little bit more for us. It's a little quiet.
A little bit emotional. I've been
A little bit emotional. Been in one room since last year, so a little bit emotional. I want to give respect.
To the judges who heard us today because they were very attentive and they listened to us and
First, want to give respect to the judges who heard us today.
they let us free. So
They let us free.
I have no resentment in my heart. For the
No
country of
resentment
Romania or
in my
anybody
heart
else.
for
I just
Romania
believe
or
in
anybody
truth.
else. I just believe in the
believe
truth.
God, and I think that the fire of truth will eventually destroy all lies, and anybody who lies in a long enough time frame will feel the sting of regret. And I believe in this. Yeah.
So basically saying, I believe in the truth, and he's saying that God will burn all the untruths away.
I truly believe that justice will be served to the.
Yeah. So
Hold on. Am I still live? Am I still here? Are we still good? Okay, we're still good.
yeah. So he's exactly
Struggle streaming.
He looks humble. He looks super humble. Like not it's not a bad way or anything. Like I'm a big I mean, it's not just about religion, but like I'm a big proponent of your ego is your absolute enemy. And the way that I got mine ripped out of my person. It's funny because like people are like, you think you don't have an ego? I'm like,
Before he goes into that, that is the whole crux of it. I think the humility that that can be seen in that video shows a very different type of person that if and when he comes back, I'm pretty sure he's going to come back to the online world and being a personality and all that stuff. But he seems very, very different.
like, you didn't know me. You know what I mean? Like you didn't know me before the incident that I'm talking about. I'm saying like in 2017 when I lost it, like it's you don't know how toxic your ego is until you know you scale it back a lot. And like that's what he looks like to me. Is it looks like I don't think he's ever going to be the same.
Mm-hmm. And so that's why I wanted to hear from Jesse, because he is somebody who, you know, I didn't know him at that time, but says that he had a huge ego and he was humbled, and now he's come back as a great person. So, you know, not that Andrew Tate was some horrible person to begin with, but certainly had an ego. Even still saying 0% chance I'm going to get arrested for anything. I mean, might want to hold back on that. But as Jesse is saying, he's definitely good at reading those scenarios, and sounds like he is on point once again.
You know, and that's probably good for him because he's such a huge influencer. But here's the thing about like the people who wanted to put him in, they're worried about him galvanizing people in this way, that way, whatever. Well, he's not like, can you guys see him going after these people as like he did before after this. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it seems like his angle is going to be helping people. Like, I think he's going to do like a Jordan Peterson type of brand.
So a Jordan Peterson type of brand. That is, in similar fashion, because if you think about Jordan Peterson's story, he was just some guy. And I think, ego may not necessarily come into play with where Peterson was as opposed to where he is now. But his whole thing was clean your room and better your life through that. And Tate was always about trying to help young men find purpose, find direction, all that good stuff. But obviously, it was a very different type of message. And the way that he spoke to people was very different. And so if, upon coming back, after all that he's been through, it makes a lot of sense that he would have, an approach that is more similar to a Jordan Peterson than what he was.
So yeah, I mean, of course, you'll say there'll be some stuff maybe, but primarily, I think he's going to be like a type of brand now. But he seems very different. That's an interesting question about the cancer thing, because that's what they said. But he could have just been trying to get out of jail, obviously.
Yeah, I don't. That's another part that I'm not sure is does he really have cancer? I have no reason to think that he doesn't have cancer, but we haven't really been hearing anything about that. And you would think that given that there's no charges and the Tate brothers are still on house arrest, what's going on? What is going on? We playing? Oh no, what's going on here? Struggle streaming.
But I mean, anyway, like bottom line is, I'm happy that he's out. Now
you're gonna start.
So I don't know if I've ever even told you guys this before. So chat, let me tell you an inside look at my psyche.
And again, this matters because in the same way that you see a very strong man who is arguably held back by his ego, Jesse is that guy. So if Andrew Tate, can follow in Jesse's footsteps, I think he'll be in a good position.
So I'm a huge movie guy. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys definitely should. If you don't, but you should follow me on Instagram. But if you do, I watch a lot of like TV and movies, and I'll recommend really good flicks or shows that I see. And speaking of which, if you haven't watched The Consultant on Amazon or the movie I See You on Netflix, those are my two recs from last month. They're incredible.
All right,
but like, there's two kinds of movies that I will not watch. Okay, one are submarine movies. There's something about like the idea of being trapped in one of those things underwater is like horrifying. And then the other one, I think they both actually have to do with claustrophobia, because the other one is I do not watch movies or documentaries about people who are wrongfully locked in jail. I can't do it, dude. Like I can't do it. The one Making a Murderer, with Stephen Avery. I started watching that. Good. And if you guys remember that story, it was like the guy gets wrongfully locked up for like 18 years. And then they DNA trace the person who actually did it. And he kind of looks like him, whatever. And he gets released. And then he's setting up to sue the prosecutor, the police. Like,
he's got some stuff here, guys. I promise. Hold on. Oh, now the internet. Come on.
Just like made you sit in your bathroom for 3 months. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
Come on, brother. Spit it out.
It's like,
I think it goes back to the video. And there.
I don't know, dude.
So let's have him go back to the video, and I think he gives his thoughts after that.
Mashallah, brother. Mashallah. It's a little bit emotional. I've been in one room since last year.
One room since last year.
I want to give respect, firstly, to the judges who heard us today.
Genius.
Because they were very attentive and they listened to us and they let us free. So I have to give absolute respect to them. I have no resentment in my heart for the country of Romania or for anybody else.
Genius.
I believe in the truth.
It was political. So
I believe in God, and I think that the fire of truth will eventually destroy all lies, and anybody who lies in a long enough time frame will feel the sting of regret. And I believe in this.
yeah.
The fire of truth will burn
I
all
truly believe
lies.
that justice will be served in the end. There is 0% chance of me being found guilty of something I have not done.
That's the one thing I'm like, bro, I don't know. Certainly with the sexual stuff, maybe there's a lot of wiggle room. There's a lot of people who are saying no, there's nothing like that. But you did specifically say that you were committing fraud on camera multiple times.
I maintain my absolute innocence, and I think most people understand this. And I look forward to being home. So thank you very much, everybody. Freedom.
Yeah, dude. He's like humble. I like the looks of him, dude. I like the looks of him. But the only thing that I liked basically everything about that, except for the part where you said there's a 0% chance he gets convicted of something he didn't do. Because you're like, I mean, that might not be accurate. But I thought him making up the first thing he said was he gave respect to the judge and complimented them on actually listening to them, which if you guys, if you know like human psychology,
that wasn't accidental. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Because the judge is for sure going to see this 100%. But if you know human psychology, if a person compliments a person for something, that is very likely to encourage the same behavior. So it's like, oh, they listen. So it's like now, it's encouraging them to listen in the future because they're going to court. And then to specifically say they have no ill will towards Romania, also very smart. That's one of the things that, like, I don't know. Like people say, like when you get older, you get wisdom. I would say the number one example of that I could give in my own life is recognizing when to fight and when to not fight. Like, because if you pull your ego out of it.
This is what I was talking about before when you brought up ego. So again, I wanted to show you guys this because I do think that Jesse's right. Jesse is on point, and when he is so. If you're not familiar with him, the channel is an MMA channel, but the allure of him and opposed to other MMA channels is that as a fan of MMA and UFC, it's not just the punches and kicks, it's the story behind the fighters, and he's very good at breaking down oh, he said this and that means that and that means that and all that kind of stuff. And partly I think it's just a natural gift, but it's also because of the stuff that he's been through, a lot of business stuff, a lot of he's a jiu-jitsu player and been into combat sports his whole life, so he's very good at reading these kind of people.
And you just start focusing on outcomes. That's honestly what it is. It's like,
so you take out ego,
focus on the outcome.
Just focus on outcome.
You don't have to throw your dick on the table all the time. Like, what matters is a positive outcome for you and your team or whatever. And so if the correct play, to get a positive outcome is to kiss ass some person who you fucking hate, that's what you do.
Yup.
Like, that's just what you do. You make a positive public statement about someone who you seriously dislike because that's the correct chess move, and it doesn't bother you, as much.
I wonder if he did that on purpose, knowing that Andrew Tate is a chess master.
As you'd love to be all fuck you, fuck you, like that's the wrong strategy.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people who get themselves in trouble, and then because they have that ego, because they are people who are special in one way or another, that they're like, oh, screw this, I'm gonna be tough. And especially because Andrew Tate was the alpha red pill guy, you might expect that would be how he is. Not to say that he is not going to kind of return to a baseline, but right out the gate, he definitely doesn't. It doesn't seem fake. It seems calculated, but he definitely seems humbled. 100%.
And so I thought, he's got the judge and the country of Romania have him by the fucking balls right now. And so that's just smart. Like, that's really, really smart.
This was a live stream that he did, so there might be some chat there. Let's see if he can. Just skip ahead a little bit.
Like, I'm not like one of these people that's like, oh, he did that. And, with a few exceptions,
Guys, I would be hugely appreciative if you could hit that like button. That is huge for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's like if you put a hand on a kid, or you take it, like you like violently take it from a girl.
Haram!
As far as I'm concerned, you forfeit the rest of your year. I mean, we don't live that long, dude. You know what I mean? Like we just like we don't live that long.
Facts, Bull Rush.
Like, you know, most people, if you make it to 80, good for you. It's like that's not that long, dude. So if you're 40 years old and you take it from some girl, it's like, well, that's an easy thing for me. You just forfeited your last 40 years. This is like, you know what I mean? It's like that's a wrap for you, dude. I hope you enjoyed your time. But like outside of things like that,
Redemption.
I think a person can, you know, see the errors of their ways and change. And, you know,
nobody doesn't like a redemption story. Even the biggest haters of Tate would love to see him kind of dial it back and be somebody that is actually, in their eyes, a good influence on young men. No? You guys agree?
I don't know. What about Dana?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Okay, so then he goes into, you know, kind of just talking to his chat and everything, but that it didn't even come up when anybody else was talking about what's next, what is going to happen. And so I think that, you know, pretty much that Jesse is right, that he is he's been hugely humbled. You know, if you're in a cell for 3 months and you have nothing to do but talk to your brother and think about life, and especially if you got your nose in a religious book, you're going to be thinking about a lot of stuff. You're going to be reevaluating your life. And clearly, if regardless of whether you think you broke the law or not, if you're in a Romanian prison, you messed up somewhere. And I would guarantee that he doesn't want to be back there again. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say that we're going to see a different type of Andrew Tate. The question that remains is, what does that actually look like? And is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because at the end of the day, if he didn't actually do anything, you know, in the traffic and then ing world, then, you know, fraud is not great either, but it's certainly not in the same realm. So is a change going to necessarily be a good thing? Is he going to be not as interesting? Is he going to be not as influential? And is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? So there's a lot going on, and I know we're just kind of broaching this topic as it happens, and we're covering it as it happens. But I think, you know, Jesse brought up an amazing point of looking forward. Nobody else seems to be questioning what is next for Andrew Tate. And I think, you know, he takes a little bit of time, lay low for at least a month. Come back in the summer. Take some time, chill, enjoy your freedom. I mean, he's under house arrest. But enjoy your freedom. Then in the summer, when everybody's home from school and doing this and doing that, then you come back with a bang, because you know that first Andrew Tate stream is gonna be huge. It is gonna be huge. So he's definitely got to, he definitely has to get all his ducks in a row, know what kind of angle he's going to take, and not do the same thing he did the first time, which just kind of go online and then kind of learn as he went. We got Joshua Gidley in the building. Welcome. Said, I think he'll be a more responsible version of himself. I don't expect the message to change, but I think he will play ball with the elite to whatever degree necessary to remain relevant, but free. I agree. That's a great comment. That's a great way to sum it all up, because at the end of the day, he's not, he doesn't fit in that you know, that category where the elites are ever going to just be all right with him and be like, oh, we love that guy. But there are ways to spread the same message, but just like Joshua said, play ball a little bit. Play ball so that you're still relevant, but they don't feel the need to come down on you with the hammer. So, you know, this is obviously developing. This just happened a few days ago, and only now am I finally seeing somebody say something other than, breaking news, the Tate brothers released, but are actually on house arrest. So thank you again to Jesse on Fire. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this one. Say goodbye to my co-host, Morty here. I have been your host, Lutch, a.k.a. the Indian Jesus. here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Check me out live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, we are out of here. Peace.